Uh, Good morning. Welcome to weekly forecast of Nifty top 10 stocks and major indexes. Today we are going to discuss about what is the possible trend for the next week in major indexes like gold, silver, crude, USDINR, Bitcoin, along with the Nifty, Bank Nifty, and the top 10 stocks according to their weightages. So we'll begin with the gold. It's 1 minute chart. I'm changing it to the hourly. It's a daily chart. Okay. Okay, so earlier we said like here it is going to go like A, B, C and may go up to the level of 38%, 61% or 80%. But it went near to the 61% and from there it reversed. Now, as it broken the 0B trend line or 0-1 trend line, so the view in case of gold for the next week will be for the sell. And this is the trend line. And from this side, it may be, yeah. Now from this angle, this will be the new channel. Okay. Here it may be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. The possible is like here it may come down and go a little bit higher and then one more down. So possibly here in case of gold, look for the sell setup, not to buy until and unless it crosses the level of 1954. Okay. So in case of gold for the next week, look for the sell setup for 1860 or even to the level of 1840. So look for the sell in case of gold, not to buy until and unless it crosses the level of 1956 on the daily basis. Silver. Earlier week, we said like here, look for the sell setup, the buy setup up to the level of 25 and then to the level of 26. As you are seeing this earlier move was a slower downside and it was a faster. Right? That is the reason we said like here it may go up to the level of 26, but as and when we need to change our decision is when it broke the trend line in two-stage confirmation. Here it broke the trend line and change in the polarity. So here in case of silver for the next week, look for the sell setup up to the level of 23 and 23.50. Then it may come down a little bit or it may go inside and go a little bit higher side. But as of now, in case of silver, look for the sell setup maybe up to the level of 23.80 or even to the level of 23. That is 80% of this total move. Okay, look for the sell, not for the buy. Crude oil. The earlier week we said here, this is a pattern A, B, and C. Look for the buy for 112 or 115. So the pattern hasn't changed much. So you need to look for the buy setup. Still, like structure wise, it remains the same. Structure wise, it is the same like A, B, and C kind. So here you may get one up before it can go any further down until and unless it crosses the level of 92 USD. So we won't be looking any sell setup because this, whatever the pattern is going, it is a faster form and it is slower form. So hopefully it may go one up before it can go any further down or further up. Maybe the possibilities are a triangle pattern or a box flat pattern, like kind of a structure it may make in case of crude oil. So look for the buy for at least to the level of 106 and 108. Then if it further goes, it will be going to go for 115. If it is sliding down a little bit, 80% of this, that will be 97 USD or even to the level of 94, can't be ruled out. Then it may go one up. That will be like a triangle structure to this A and B and C. That may possible. So here you can see here the structure, if it is not going up, so slower form to the downside. So it will be matching with this and this. And again, this will be going to go up and down and triangle, then it may go one up. Or if it is going from here, it may go one up to match this pattern of A, B, and C. Getting? So what we're talking about, right? So now USD INR, I said look for the buy setup. The structurally hasn't changed much. So it may go up to the level of 77 or even higher. So look for a buy setup in case of USDINR, not to sell. Bitcoin. Earlier week we discussed this, like here it may go come down a little bit and then go higher side, but it went little higher and then came down. So structurally it hasn't changed much. You may see one up before it can go any further down. It may come a little bit down, but again it may go up to the level of this pattern, will be matching to the 49 and 50 USD. But for the time being, it may come to the level of 35, 37 and 38. That can be used as like a buying opportunity in case of Bitcoin. Okay. Hello. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ರೀ. ಹಾಂ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ. 11 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ರೀ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ರೀ. ಬಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋತೀನಿ, ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಂ 20 minutes ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ ರೀ. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. So it may come a little bit down and then go higher. So in case of Bitcoin, for the time being, it may come a little bit downside to the level of 38 and 37. Use that opportunity for the buying. So it may go one up before it can go any further down. Okay. So Nifty. In the earlier week, we discussed this, like this is the hourly chart, which is presently going on. And this trend line was exactly showing a return from there. So we were around this maybe. So now it is going to go for the downside, as it may be 60% or near 60%. So here I'll add this. So it is going to go down for the 61%. That may be like a 16,619 possible. But as you see in a slower form, that is in this trend line. So it is near the trend line. So I'll just delete it and show it to you in case of Zoom. So you can see here, there is upline. And from this, it is like this one. So until and unless it crosses this trend line, we won't be looking any buy. But if it is crossing below this, it may go one down before it can go any further up. To the downside, you may get 1676 or 16,430 or 476 can be possible. But if it is opening above this, let's say above the trend line of 17,030, then it may go up to the level of 38% or 50% of this total downside pattern. Then it may go one down, or if it is faster, it may go and make a triangular like structure. But here, in case of Nifty, if it is opening above 17,300, then only look for the buy setup for 17,700 or may fill the gap of 17,500. But if it is opening down or near to this, we may get 16,800, and further if it slides down, you will be seeing 16,500 in case of Nifty. So look for the sell setup by only above 17,300 for the next week. Bank Nifty. So earlier said it may go one down before it can go any further down. So here it is coming near to the structure of 35,400. Possibly it may come to the level of 13,700 or even to the level of 34,000. So look for the sell setup, not to buy as of now, because structurally hasn't changed much for the upside, but it may slide down a little bit to make a correction. For 35,179 or 34,000 is a value which may come. And for the upside, this is the channel. So if it is crossing above the level of 37,065, then or 37,266, then we may expect some upside move, or else we may seeing towards the 35,179 or further down. So look for the sell, not to buy. Okay, individual stocks now. HDFC, as earlier said, like here, if it is a slower form, it may go upside, but if it is crossing the trend line, it may go one down. So now look for the sell setup in case of HDFC to may go up to the level of 2,000. So look for sell, not to buy. HDFC Bank, similar structure. So going down, yeah, we earlier said like here it may come, but if it is going a little bit high, then also it will be going to come for the downside. But now I'll add a fresh channel or a this thing. So here, yeah. So expect some downside move in case of HDFC to the level of 1280 or something. So look for the sell setup, not to buy. Hindustan Unilever structurally hasn't changed much, but it is facing some resistance at the level of this upside channel. Yes, brilliantly. But here, if you see in the like a minor time frames, it is making the structure of ABC. So hopefully, if it is spending some more time, you may get one up before it can go any further down. But if it is not spending enough time, so we may go down also to the level of 1990 or 2000 level in case of Hindustan Unilever. So as of now, if it is going above the 2198 or 2200, you can look for the buy, or else below this you may expect some down move towards 2000 level in case of HUL. ICICI Bank structurally hasn't changed much, so you may see 780. So stay in a buy mode, not to sell until and unless it gives a confirmation according to the two stage. Okay, Infosys, we said look for the sell. If it is going up, then also it was a down, but it went down straight to the downside. And now what is the possible structure for the Infosys? So here, if it is not coming inside the channel, maybe to the above 1640 or something, we won't be getting any buy for the time being. For example, if it is my channel, this will be the exactly went came below the channel and went up to the channel, and then it is reversing. But if it is spending some more time here in the downside of this channel, so we may see further down. Or if it is going inside the structures, then we may see a different structure in case of Infosys. So here I would suggest stay in a consolidation mode or a sell mode in case of Infosys until and unless it crosses the level of 1654. Okay, ITC, we were in the buy, so structurally hasn't changed much. So we may see some downside, maybe like this, and we may see one up. So I would like to stay in a buy mode in case of ITC, not to sell. What about in Kotak? It was consolidating and structurally hasn't changed much. So I would recommend, or I would stay in buy mode rather in a sell mode. So look for the buy setup, not to sell. L&T, in the earlier we said like here it is a slower form of the correction. So we may see one up above this, or else we may be seeing the downside. So it is for the sell. So we are going to see 1597 or 1600 in case of L&T. So look for the sell setup, not to buy as of now. So stay in a sell mode, not to buy in case of L&T. Reliance, brilliantly done. So we said here, if it is coming towards this structure, it will be going to go for the one up, and it has done. Now, what is the possibility now? You can add the fresh trend line. If it is holding that, stay in a buy, not to sell. Okay, or you may get some consolidation here, because internally, if I see the structure, it is making like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If it is a 5 completed, or if it is going to complete the fifth wave, then we may see some consolidation before it can go any further up or further down. So I would recommend buy in case of Reliance until and unless it crosses the level of 2534. We won't be looking any sell. So consolidation and the buy may be possible in case of Reliance. So Bajaj Finance. Bajaj Finance, stay in a buy mode up to the level of 80.17 or 80.20. So look for the buy. Structurally hasn't changed much. It is making a B structure. So we may see one up before it can go any further down. So look for the buy, not to sell in case of Bajaj Finance. And learn this beautiful concept of Elliott wave. It will be giving you a structural possibility, like how to trade in any structure or any mutual fund or any stock or any options or any future. Because if you see the clear structure here, you would be amazed. See, if I see the simple structure of ABC, it is up and consolidation and one more up. Here it's a down, consolidation and down. Here the same concept, up, consolidation and up. This kind of a beautiful structure you can explore in the Elliott wave and Neowave. Learn from our channel. Our videos available in the YouTube or from different channels also. No issue, but use this pattern or these kind of a structure in your day-to-day trading or investing purpose. And this video is made only for the educational purpose. Please do make your research, or please do take your expert advice before taking any trading or investing decisions. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.